You're listening to
Catholic Sprouts,
the daily podcast for Catholic kids that strives to plant seeds of faith.
Greetings, young Squire Sprouts. Today is the 9th day in the 4th month in the year of our Lord 2022. My name is Sir Roland Paterlot, and you're listening to Saturdays with Sir Roland on Catholic Sprouts, where every Saturday we discuss the art of dragon slaying. All week you've been discussing the deadly sin of greed, and there's another name for greed, which is the dragon named avarice. In Sir Wyvern's manual, the symptoms of exposure to stents for avarice include greediness and whining for more stuff. This dragon is a sinister dragon, and in such a rich and prosperous nation like the United States of America, avarice loves to drag us down with the lie that more stuff will make us happy. Avarice is a cunning creature, and he uses the carrot and stick method to trap us. He dangles something in front of us to lure us away from God, but he knows that the carrot, or stuff, he tempts us with isn't really going to satisfy us, and so he always keeps putting more carrots out there to draw us farther and farther away from God. And there's nothing wrong with carrots. They're actually good for your eyes. And there's nothing wrong with stuff. The problem is the lie that he sells with the stuff, which is that stuff will make you happy. To give you an example in my own life, I've heard avarice's voice a lot lately because I really want a barn in my backyard. It started with avarice simply whispering, "All your neighbors have barns. You need a barn too. If you just had a barn in your backyard, then you would be happy." But then, of course, I think, but I don't just want a barn. I want a Dragon Slayer's training facility with an indoor archery range. If I just had an indoor archery range, then I'd be happy. But I need something to shoot at. Wouldn't it be cool if I had all the images of the dragons made out in archery targets that I could shoot at? If I had those, then I'd be happy. But I don't want the dragon targets to just sit there. That's too easy. If I had dragon targets that could move around on motorized carts so I could shoot at a moving target, then I'd be happy. But I don't want to just stay indoors all the time. I want to be able to go outside and relax and have barbecues. So I need a deck that it kind of looks like a drawbridge that goes into a castle. If I had a drawbridge deck, then I'd be happy. But if I have a drawbridge, I need a moat. If I had a moat, then I'd be happy. But I don't want my moat to be empty. I want an alligator in my moat. If I had an alligator, then I'd be happy. Do you see how avarice can create a vicious cycle of wanting more and more stuff? Now again, there's nothing wrong with the stuff. The problem lies with the part of the sentence that says, "Then I'd be happy." Stuff does not make you happy. In fact, your stuff was given to you by God because he wanted to give you the opportunity to be generous to others. Generosity slays avarice. Just like how we talked about slaying slack bottom last week by giving away your best effort in all you do and sharing your gifts and talents with the world, you can slay avarice by sharing your stuff with the world. Again, there's nothing wrong with a barn with an archery range or dragon targets on motorized carts or a drawbridge with a moat. The alligator is a bit much. But I do plan on building my Dragon Slayer's training facility, not for my own pleasure, and I know this stuff won't make me happy. What will make me happy is using my facility to train other people to slay dragons. I will use archery to teach them lessons about virtue and life skills. I'll use my drawbridge deck to have barbecues and feed other people and have fellowship with them. I'll use my moat as a fishing pond so other people can have fun fishing. I'll share my Dragon Slayer's training facility with others. And that generosity will bring me great joy. You see, it's better to give than to receive. St. Nicholas knew that, which is why he's so generous. St. Francis knew that too. Francis was always being attacked by avarice as a kid. He was so rich, he probably named his pet parakeet Avarice. But all the wealth that Francis grew up with, it didn't make him happy. And one day, he had a profound encounter with Jesus. Jesus spoke to Francis from the crucifix and told him to rebuild my church. Francis started by gathering bricks and mortar to fix the church building he was sitting in. And while that was a good start, Jesus told him the same thing when he was done, and Francis realized the church isn't a building. The church is a family. And the only way to rebuild it is with great love and generosity. Francis decided to live the gospel radically. He took a vow of poverty and gave his stuff away and his life to serving others. The whole world now knows his name. We name cities after Francis and still sing songs that he wrote 800 years later. It isn't because Francis gained so much stuff in his life. It was because he gave so much stuff. There's nothing more attractive than holiness. God is extremely generous, and we should be too. This week, I want to leave you with the wise words of another saint who lived in modern times, Saint Mother Teresa of Calcutta. She said, "Live simply so that others may simply live." Avarice makes you selfish and miserable, and if you listen to his lies, then the more stuff you get, the more dissatisfied and miserable you become. You'll always be afraid of losing your stuff or not having enough stuff. But generosity leads to a life of freedom and true joy. Think of all the stuff you have in your life and ask yourself, how can I share my stuff with others? Because it's not really your stuff. It's a gift from God that He gave you so that you can make it a gift to others. And a gift only has true value when you give it away. So until next week, I'll leave you under the protection of St. Michael the Great Archangel, St. Joseph the Terror of Dragons, and Mary, Queen of the Angels, Our Lady of Grace, and the woman whose seed crushed the head of the dragon.
That's it for Catholic Sprouts today. We'll be back tomorrow, but until then, continue to grow in your faith and truly sprout into the beautiful creation that God created you to be.
Hey parents and kids, this is John. Our resource of the week for our Dragon Slayers Training Guild is a free downloadable coloring page of the dragon Avarice. It might take you a while to color because he has so much stuff in the picture. If you're not already a member of our guild, please sign up for free today by clicking on the link in the show notes or going to our website extraordinarymission.com so you can receive all of our weekly resources, pictures, coloring pages, games, and discounts. And remember, listen to Catholic Sprouts every day, including Saturdays with Sir Roland.
This show is a production of the Spoke Street Media Podcast Network. For more great podcasts, visit spokestreet.com.